Hi, Redesigning Health and Home family. It's Meg. Today, I'm so excited to share with you an interview that I held with Debbie of Migliore Olive Oil Company out in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. If you know anything about Coeur d'Alene, it is such a beautiful, almost vacation spot and has the trendiest little town, so adorable, and we stumbled upon this beautiful gourmet olive oil specialty shop. She carries more than just olive oil. Some of the products that she has created on her own from family recipes or herself, and she's just so knowledgeable. And honestly, the quality of these olive oils will have you coming back. You can truly taste the difference. You can taste her passion in the products that she carefully curates and holds in her store. She just is a wealth of knowledge, and it was a delight to talk to her. So without any hesitation, I'm going to go ahead and share this interview with you, and I hope you enjoy hearing from Debbie as much as I enjoyed talking with her. Welcome to Redesigning Health and Home. I'm Meg.
And I'm Carrie. We love creating beautiful, functional spaces and living healthy, vibrant lives. So join us as we chat about simple, practical ways to take care of your body, mind, and your home. Whether it's fitness tips, home decor ideas, recipe, or navigating those big life moments, we're here to share what works for us and what doesn't, with some encouragement along the way.
Let's redesign this life together, one step, one room, and one habit at a time. Hello, and welcome back to Redesigning Health and Home. I am so excited about today's guest. It is a special interview for you all. We have Debbie, who is the heart behind Migliore Olive Oil in Coeur d'Alene, where she's turned her father's recipes into a local treasure of bold seasonings and its gourmet olive oils and more. Well, welcome, Debbie, to Redesigning Health and Home. Would you take a second to kind of introduce yourself and share a little bit about something our listeners might want to learn about?
There's lots to learn about the olive oil, of course, and thank you for having me.
We're excited.
So basically, kind of from the start of it, had a career in corporate America for 30 years and then took a few years off to travel, and then I was bored. And so I thought I wanted to wholesale some of my father's seasonings, and I make jams. I make two of the jams that are here as well. So I started by joining the specialty food shows and went back and forth between San Francisco and New York. And I quickly determined, after talking to some of the big box stores, that I really wasn't a wholesale candidate. I didn't want to be told about what ingredients I needed to use and things like that. We have very clean ingredients and no anti-caking agents in our seasonings. And then all of a sudden I discovered olive oil at these shows. And there were so many different grades of olive oil. And fortunately, I met the wonderful family that I work with today, and that's Veronica Foods. They do all of the heavy lifting on sourcing and giving us some very just fine quality olive oils and working with the different farmers from all over the world. And so our core business is bringing in fresh olive oil. We actually buy from two different hemispheres. So every 6 months we have fresh olive oil. And that's kind of a big deal.
That is a huge deal. Well, I tell you, just a little personal side note, my husband and I were having dinner across the street from your store, right in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, such a sweet area. And we said, let's just stop over here. And I thought as soon as we left, I need to have Debbie on our podcast because you were a wealth of knowledge. You had all these little hidden gems you shared with us. And I left with butter, olive oil, balsamic vinegar, me about olive oiling, and then your wonderful black truffle sea salt. We're sprinkling that on everything. So you were taking us around the store like we were best friends. So tell us a little bit about your shop.
So the shop, it's grown into more items the longer I've been in business. So I started the business in 13. I actually moved my business from Southern California up to Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, in 2019. I love it up here, and I'm on, probably the best street in Coeur d'Alene. And so we also get a little bit of tourism among our locals. And so we have a huge holistic following. A lot of people are really enjoying the health benefits of olive oil. We have a lot of items that are designed for tourism that kind of lend itself to Coeur d'Alene, like our huckleberry honey. Huckleberries are the thing in North Idaho, but our olive oils and our balsamic vinegars are core, as well as our seasonings and jams.
That's fantastic. Now, your father had some special blends of seasoning. Is that what you brought into the store, or you just
Yes.
always had them in your life?
Well, my father had an Italian import store for 50 years. When he retired, I decided that I would blend 8 of the most favorite seasonings. He probably made about 28 different types of sausage over the years, but I really went with 8 main seasonings. And so I blended them. I worked with a food scientist to make sure that I was doing it the appropriate way. I actually cut back a little of the salt because these seasoning recipes were 50 years old and they liked a lot of salt. So I kind of backed that off a little bit. And then again, we do not use any anti-caking agents in there. We use sea salt, and if it lumps a little bit, you just shake it out. We just also provide recipes to show you additional things that you can do with the seasonings because it's a flavor profile. So you don't have to just make sausage.
Beautiful. Well, yes, I've been sprinkling that one that I have, which I want to try them all. You mentioned your olive oils, and you have a store loaded with them. How do you get to know each one so intimately that you can just describe it to your guests to have such knowledge? Or you just love them so much?
Well, thankfully, Veronica Foods does that heavy lifting. And so they actually test the chemistry of each olive oil before it's purchased from the farm. And they make sure that the quality's there, not only in sanitizing, but in the quality of the fruit. We have the chemistry cards and measure biophenols, better known as polyphenols, but biophenols is a little bit more precise. And then in the oleic acid, all of your omegas, your 3, 9, and 6, vitamin E, and squalene, which again, squalene we find in shark liver oil, and sharks have no cancer. So there's 2 places. It's part of the natural chemistry makeup of olive oil and in shark liver oil. So there's a lot of research going on with that.
That's incredible. That is incredible. So I'm assuming there's a difference between the olive oil we can buy just at a regular grocery store and the olive oil we can buy in your store. Can you explain a little bit about the difference?
So not knowing all of the olive oils in all of the stores all over the place, but most aren't doing the extensive testing. And unfortunately, our Italian buddies called the mafia started the corruption, and it's been going on for years. And so they were blending or refining different olive oils and calling them Italian olive oil. And most of it was coming to the US where we didn't know a good fresh olive oil. And unfortunately, that's how the corruption started in the business.
Wow, that's fascinating. Now, what are some of your favorite products? I'm sure they all are because they're family gems, but do you have anything that you always daily use, or what can you share?
Well, I always have whatever my most robust high biophenol is because I do it for health myself. I actually do 1.5 ounces every morning, and then I also use it in my cooking. And again, I've kind of grown a palate to enjoy the robust olive oils, but we always have 2 mild intensities, 2 medium intensities, and 2 robust so that we can help people, introduce them to a fresh olive oil, because it's a lot different than, if you grabbed a bottle out of the grocery store that has been refined and deodorized. So it doesn't have a lot of that natural olive flavor. And our olive oils, they're different varieties. With each season, I get to choose from about 25 to 30 different olive oils each hemisphere. I've kind of grown accustomed to several that I really enjoy looking forward to each year, different varieties and the different countries. But gosh, it's always a new, each hemisphere is new.
That's so great. I know when I was in the store, you gave me a little shot because you told me your experience. So I've been calling it olive oiling. Is that what you call it? So now I olive oil in the morning, and I remember it kind of gave you the little kick in the back of the throat, but I can see what you're saying. You get used to it. and kind of look forward to it. Now, what is the benefit that you know of to do that ounce or shot of olive oil just to start your day?
Most holistic doctors and a lot of medical doctors now recognize 2 tablespoons a day being beneficial. Now, the Italians and the Spaniards, they consume half cup to a cup of olive oil a day in their consumption, and they're looking pretty good. But I actually do 3 tablespoons every morning. And I come from the generation of low fat, no fat. So I did some really dumb dieting during the course of my life. And so now I do not count calories when it comes to unsaturated fat because it's good fat. I introduced you to the butter. The butter was my favorite thing in the world because I could still enjoy the taste of butter. And of course, with a little bit of black truffle sea salt, it's a dream come true.
Yes.
But I bake with it too. So I'm still able to do some baking, and it's really been a joy. And I love to share that with people.
Yeah, well, that was evident when I was in your store. My co-host Carrie and I joke that our dinners are a protein and a bag salad, a protein and a bag salad. Well, when I met you and you took your balsamic and your olive oil and swished it together, and I took that and I thought, this is the best salad dressing I've ever had. So ever since then, it's still a protein and a bag salad, but now I'm mixing my own salad dressing thanks to you. And I'm having fun putting a little mustard in there, a little squeeze of lemon, your salt. Oh my gosh. I think everybody needs to run to your website and just order all of these great products because my husband and I were truly blown away. And I know we've only tiptoed into a few of your products, but how can people find you, find your shop, or find you online to maybe enjoy some of these?
Well, of course, we'd love you to come up to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, because we think we're a very pretty place to be. And we've got a lot of beautiful shops along the way. I also have a website, which is the Migliore Olive Oil CDA.com.
Perfect. I will
So,
definitely add that in our notes. Do you have any recipes that you dream of because of your products? I mean, you said the butter. Are you really baking with the butter olive
I
oil? I
do.
haven't done that.
I do all of the time. I'll give you another really a fun tip. And I've done it for a couple of our little competitions for our chocolate affair. So I literally have just used a Ghirardelli brownie mix, which calls for vegetable oil, water, and egg. I replace the vegetable oil with, let's say, orange olive oil, and I replace the water with Caracar orange balsamic, and then you use the egg, and it will elevate your brownie.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
And I always say it's kind of a healthy brownie.
A healthy brownie. Well, yes, absolutely. And I saw on your website, you have all of these olive oils and balsamics, then with pairings. How did you
Yes.
create that spreadsheet?
Just by trial and error and a lot of years of experience now. The other part that I love, especially with a lot of the young people that may not do a lot of cooking, it makes it easy because you can literally take 2 ingredients with a little bit of salt and pepper and have a complete meal. So another example would be ginger and black garlic. And I love that one because the black garlic's fermented. So you've got a lot of umami in that. And so I'll take that for Asian stir fry.
Yeah.
And I'll do my stir fry with that. And then I'll finish off with a little bit of lemongrass mint balsamic, which just gives it that extra Asian flavor and salt and pepper. And it's like having a total stir fry without trying to find 15 ingredients that you can't find at the grocery store.
That's genius. Oh my goodness. You are making me so hungry right now. Now, when my husband and I came into the store, you gave us our own personal class, but you host classes. Is that correct?
Yes, we have olive oil 101 classes, so minimum of 10 up to 20 people, although I'm going to be doing an abbreviated type of class for folks that may be here on tours or something where we can have a few more people and just doing a more abbreviated because my typical classes, I'll do a meal with that. So brunch or dinner. And I do that so that I can also show off our seasonings and jams and things like that. It's a great way to help introduce people on how to use the seasonings and and expose them to that part of it.
Absolutely. I want to try all the products. You are obviously so passionate about the olive oils and the products you provide. It is truly evident, and they taste so high quality. I truly hope everyone gets to try it out. Is there anything else you can share? Are you on any social media?
So we're on Facebook and Instagram, and that's pretty much it.
Beautiful. I will find your handles and put them in our show notes. But this conversation has been delightful, Debbie. I am so happy you were able to join me today.
Well, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it, Meg.
Thank you. Hi, Redesigning Health and Home family. As Carrie and I build our podcast, we're so grateful for our amazing listeners who show up time and time again. Your support truly warms our hearts, and we're excited to give a big shout out today. Huge thanks to Molly from Illinois. Molly, you're a total rock star in our Redesigning Health and Home crew, and we cannot thank you enough for tuning in. Keep bringing that awesome energy, and we will catch you on our next episode. The topics discussed on Redesigning Health and Home are for entertainment purposes only. We are not physicians and we are not counselors, so please just enjoy this as it's intended to be. Thanks for listening to the Redesigning Health and Home podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, we would love for you to like, share, and follow along so you can catch us on all future episodes. You can find me, Meg, at Fit Fed Feeling Good on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
And you can find me, Carrie, on my website at homestylewithcarrie.com and on Instagram and Facebook at homestylewithcarrie. That's Kerri. And you can find both of us at Redesigning Health and Home on Instagram and Facebook. So join us next time for more inspiration on creating a home and a lifestyle that truly supports your best self.